in federal law enforcement action, that's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity.
If a federal officer shoots someone, are they untouchable? That's what the vice president wants you to believe. He said that because this was a federal law enforcement officer doing a federal job, the officer has absolute immunity, cannot be touched, right? That sounds official because it's coming from the vice president. It sounds final because it's coming from the vice president, but it's not what the law says. And I'm not saying that as a commentator. I'm saying this as a former elected DA with over 25 years of experience, and I have personally investigated and prosecuted law enforcement officers. The Supreme Court says in a case called Nagel, plain English, a federal officer is protected only if they were doing the job the federal government actually authorized. And number two, and this is the important part, and only if they use no more force than necessary. I'm going to say it again. And only if they use no more force than necessary. Now, that's the whole rule. Immunity is not automatic. Immunity is not guaranteed, and is definitely not absolute. Courts after the Nagel case have said the same thing over and over again. If an officer goes too far, the protection disappears. Being a federal officer does not put you above state law. And when there's a real dispute, like in this case, right, we're asking whether deadly force was truly necessary. A judge, not a politician, a judge, not the president of the United States, a judge, not the vice president, decides if the officer has immunity. So let's be clear. Nagel does not create absolute immunity. It creates a test. And if the facts don't pass the test, there is no immunity, there is no protection for the officer.